You feel like the voices don't fit? You feel like the voices don't fit how they look like in real life? That's what, yeah, the guy, I feel like the guy who voices the thoughts, I have an image in my head of what I think like he should look like. Also, welcome in, Based Wolfric. And I'm pretty sure it's like gonna look nowhere near what I think he should look like. But yeah, I really want to like look them up at some point. Kim's is like a total wild card for me. Like I just don't even know what to expect. I have no like idea. Hey Shrill, thank you for the hydrate. Welcome in. I have made some more progress. I mean, we're still where we started the stream, but this is a very long interaction with this character. What do I think he looks like? I don't want to say because I'm afraid I'm gonna be like so off. I'm afraid I'm gonna be like so far off. But it is like you look up some of the characters like what's his name? Like the guy who did Asterion in Baldur's Gate, or like Blitzo and Hell of a Boss. Like those are ones I can think of lately where I'm like, wow, that like very different than like what I pictured. And I didn't know what I was like picturing in my head, but like just very different. Yeah, what's the name of the voice actor? I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna look them up now. I'm consumed with curiosity. Julien Champenois. That's the narrator, the thought narrator? This is the guy who did the... Oh, that's Kim's voice actor. I can see that. I can see Kim's voice coming out from that person. A little bit different. What's the I'll be honest, like I'll describe what I feel like the thought narrator looks like, and this might be like totally off base. So like I don't know. But I picture him as like I'm so embarrassed to say this because I'm sure it's gonna be like so off. I picture him as this kind of like older, like late middle-aged, kind of like larger, like African American or like black man with just kind of like this sort of like husky voice and just like kind of a chill person. And I'm sure it's gonna be like the complete opposite, where it's gonna be like a skinny like white guy or something. Yeah, now that I'm looking at this Julien Champenois a bit more, I'm like, man, that's really Kim? I guess I get it. Interesting. He's also a singer-songwriter. Oh. Interesting. He's French. I was gonna say he does have like the like French kind of lilt to it, which is supposed to be, I think, like how a lot of these characters are supposed to be, is a little bit like kind of like French influenced. Lenval Brown. Okay, let me look at. So let me see how wrong I was about this voice actor, Lenval Brown. I'm not that off, man. That's kind of what I pictured. Hey, okay, I don't. Oh, who? I was actually like so nervous about that. Okay. I mean, he's fantastic. He needs to be like narrating more stuff because he's got a fantastic voice. I'll have to watch, like, I'll have to find that stream if there's like a stream of him still around, or like a video of him playing it and voice acting it, because that would be very surreal, I feel like, to like watch that and hear that. Then click the button. I wish I could. I think it would be really fun to be just a voice actor in these things, but I'm not talented enough. I would screw up everything by laughing too much, I think.
Jean-Luc, my boy, I'm sending 2 police officers down. They have a dead body in a tree problem they need help with. Namely, they need it to be taken down.
It was some charity stream for Palestine. His mic was a bit scuffed. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, that's That's unfortunate.
And Jean, please take it easy with the race science. That's a yes to getting the body down, no to the race science.
He hangs up and turns back to you. Oh, is Jean-Luc the guy we met outside who was just like the tubby racist?
You can find Jean-Luc down at the gates. He's the big impressive one.
Oh, no, it's
You know,
Measurehead.
Tattoos, muscles, ethnic looking. Can't miss him. Great guy.
Is he though? Nah, Measurehead. Okay, so Measurehead's gonna help us get a body down. Perfect. I feel like it's dangerous to ask about the loose gun, lost gun, both. But I do want to try to figure out more about it.
Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone. Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and effort.
I do know, like, so we pawned our gun in a fit of despair, and heavy binge drinking. And apparently we found out, I think from the pawnbroker, that a woman came in and bought it. And she was apparently like, I don't remember his exact words, but she was like kind of a scary character, a little bit crazy, a little bit wild. And of the people we know, I was like, okay, Cindy the Skull fits that a little bit. And I feel like there was one other person I was like, maybe it's this person, but it didn't really get us anywhere. Like we couldn't say anything else to those characters. So I was like, well, okay, we haven't unlocked anything else. So apparently this guy knows what's up though. So I don't know if the girl has given him the gun or like if she's working for him somehow or something else. I don't know. Also, what's behind him? I want to go back there.
The only way to find it seems to be working with
Yeah.
him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Oh, non-disco. Oh my god. Work. I'm getting work messages. And I already told this person. I'm getting more work messages. So many. Hang on. I don't know if you guys can hear my phone going off like crazy. So I have a manuscript that I'm submitting hopefully next week. So I'm like in the process of like the final revisions kind of, and I am doing it with my former mentor who's now in the US doing a postdoc there. So we've been kind of like in communication about it. He's a very, very good person, but he has like, and I've complained about this before, he has like the most annoying messaging style. He's the type of person where he treats it as if it's like a Discord or like an MSN Messenger, like where he'll like, rather than send like one message that has like everything he wants to say, he'll send like 17 messages. So it'll be like, haha, da 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 da, haha, oh, by the way, da 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 da. So my phone is just going to be blowing up for probably the next like 2 minutes straight as this happens. But I told him earlier today, he texted me last night at like 10:30 at night being like, hey, still going off. Can you change this one figure? And I was like, yeah, I can do that. And then he goes, okay, can you send it to me? And I was like, I'm going to send it to you tomorrow because it is 10:30 right now and I'm like in bed reading and I didn't say that, but I was like, I'll send it to you in the morning, my time. So before stream started, I was like frantically fixing up this manuscript and sent him everything. Had a couple of like minor things I hadn't fixed yet, but I said that to him. I was like, hey, I've got a couple minor things I still need to adjust, but I like, here's the main bulk of it. And I was like, I have a midterm today, so I need to like, I will do the rest of it after the midterm. I was like, once my midterm's over, I'll do the rest and send it to you. But right now I need to like focus on that and stream apparently. But I also was just like, I just don't have time to like, it's not urgent. I can do this later. But for him, everything is like urgent, you know? So I told him, I was like, okay, I'll do it after my midterm. And right now he's like texting me a bunch of stuff that he's like, hey, like fix this. And I just wrote back, okay, I will later. And he goes, oh yeah, later. And now he's still texting me stuff. So I'm like, okay. Yeah. So it's just a bunch of the same message over and over. Like same. It's the font size on one of the images is too small essentially, but that took 12 messages to say. But anyway, oh yeah, I like have that problem too though on certain things with if the enter button sends the message rather than like making new line, I also have that issue. Like and it's like if it's like we're actively both like chatting back and forth, it's one thing, but it's like when I come to my phone and I have like 17 missed messages, I'm like, oh my god, who died? And it's just this one guy basically having a conversation with himself. And I'm just like, god damn it. But yeah, I don't know, it's just one of those things where I forget about it until it happens and I'm like, oh, right, I forgot this is how he like communicates. But for me it's always like kind of like anxiety inducing, because he also always has this mentality, if you push back on him he's fine about it, but he has a lot of like, do this now, like this needs to be done now, like when can you get this to, like a very like sort of like I needed this yesterday sort of like tone. But if you like kind of push back on it and it's like, I'm busy right now, I can send it to you this time, then he's like, oh yeah, no problem, no worries, no problem. So it's always just like a very strange, I learned that though like like halfway through, like when I started working with him, because at first I was like constantly stressed out because I always thought he was like mad because I wasn't like keeping up to this insane deadline. And then there was one time where I was like, man, these are all the things I'm doing right now, like you are not on like the top priority at the moment, I'm sorry, like I have to do this first. And he was like, oh yeah, no worries, no problem. And after that I was like, oh, this is just how he talks. Like it's just like you can absolutely push back. So I'm now in that mode where I'm like, look, I know the deadline for this and it's not today, it's next week, so I know it's almost done, it's fine. But I do appreciate his help. Anyway, I don't want to reveal the thing about Roy's pawn shop because I feel like that would be giving him information that he probably already knows, but either way, I don't want to like possibly sacrifice that. I'll talk to myself first. Hold on, could he really hold my gun hostage?
Who knows? Only one thing is certain. If you work with him, you're going to get it back. And working with him might be the only way to do it.
That is unfortunate. Does this mean if I do things for you, I will get my gun back? I hope this isn't saying that I agree, but I'm just kind of like, I'm assuming this is his tactic.
Damn it, Harry. That's exactly what it means. I'm only kidding, of course.
Well, I did level up.
He is not.
Not kidding. Yes.
Of course. I understand. We help you, you help us.
Okay. Unfortunately. I kind of want to ask about the container. Just because Kim hates it when I do it, but I'm just curious. I feel like there's gotta be something. Why does it keep coming up? I met with Joyce.
Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along.
He adjusts the button on his sleeve. Yeah, I think Joyce was saying she was kind of getting like stonewalled out of this.
One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here.
Situation? Just pals?
We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez here. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her because you and I are such good friends and I'm helping you get that nasty body down from the tree. And with finding your lost gun. I'm not a jealous guy.
Is that so? What happened to the previous negotiator, Mr. Gaumont?
What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go.
The big man sounds annoyed. He made concessions for the company in previous negotiations. Why would you let an ally like that go?
He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. God knows how long he's got left.
He looks down and sighs. You called him a midget.
Harry, I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. What is this? Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals.
That line alone, that series of like things. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals. Like, what the fuck is happening?
It's hard to say if he really lost his temper.
Yeah.
Or if this is another one of his tricks.
I barely got that
This
one.
man almost never angers visibly.
Yeah, he's a tricky one to judge, this one. Joyce said the previous union leader vanished under suspicious circumstances.
Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the voting. Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. When she got back, the whole thing was over.
That seems... What?
Wait, there was no mention of a casserole from Joyce.
Funny. Joyce didn't mention any casserole.
Harry, Harry, Harry. Do not fixate on this little matter.
Flicks his fingers.
Maybe it was a rabbit stew, or a hairdryer, or an iron. The point is, her heart wasn't in it. Mine was.
I don't believe you, but why haven't you let her in to see you? Her being Joyce.
If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator.
Gatekeeping.
He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that.
Easy, yeah. Can't argue with solid points. Something like that, Chaos Snake. Okay, let's talk about something else.
Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization.
Is it?
I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is secret.
He makes an all-encompassing good gesture.
Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Everett doesn't mind.
Why did you just refer to yourself in the third person suddenly? I always get the names confused too, because it's Everett and like Everett, I think is the other one. Yeah, the brother. Oh, so that's the picture of the brother. Okay. Also, the clock hasn't sang yet. I'm a little disappointed.
It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? It was nice telling him about her right now.
I guess so.
This is weird. Not nice weird, but okay.
This is weird. What's in the container outside your office?
My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them.
I feel like this is a mistake to go down this path, but I'm here now, so there's something special about it. It was attached to the Cavalson crane.
Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. I love that. That was worth it just to hear that.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it.
That was great. Yeah, I'm happy we did that. Everything in this game, though, I'm like always afraid it's going to be something where it's just like unexpectedly like, oh, your morale is just destroyed now because you asked about this fucking container. But then you get rewarded with sayings like that. Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you. He's the best boy? I don't know about that. He seems a little bit like the worst boy. Bad boy. Why? I am getting so many messages. I don't. This is. I hate these because I'm like, yeah, best of being the worst, 100%. Because these ones are like, I don't really want to say these things in game because it makes me seem really stupid. But I always worry that it's like I have to say these things to open up like dialogue options or thoughts or experience and stuff. So I guess I'll, because like obviously this is my name. Like why else would he call me Mr. Dubois? Dubois. Dubois. Da boys. It is just like life. You have to appear stupid to make progress. I think it's in the loading screen of this game where it says something like, don't be afraid to say weird stuff. Like, all of it's weird. Yeah, aren't you gonna ask me how I got in?
Harry, honestly, I'm just relieved you didn't get a hernia. A man your age.
Say nothing. A man my age? What are you implying? I'm at the peak of my abilities. I too am surprised by the resilience and athleticism of this tool I've been provided with. My body's gonna break down any moment now. Probably pushed it to the limits. Enough wackiness. Let's get back to business. Sometimes you gotta appear stupid to make progress. That is a good motto. Sometimes. What was it? I saw some quote the other day that it was like, I can't remember like the exact wording, but the gist of it was something where it was like, if you can't like win them over with your like intelligence, at least like blow them away with your bullshit or something like that. Like, oh, don't be afraid to say weird stuff is your motto. You know, my motto is kind of more like, don't necessarily like consider all opportunities. Like don't immediately turn down things. Like at least consider opportunities. Because some of them have been like challenging for me, but I've come out a better person for them, like, and had interesting tales to tell afterwards. Let's see. I kind of like this one, honestly, but I like 3 and 4. I'm not sure which one I want to say, but I kind of like. I'll say number 3, just because I feel like it's kind of a goofy thing. Yeah.
Yes, Harry. You are obviously in peak physical condition, and I salute both your initiative and your physical prowess. Very impressive, Harry. Very impressive.
Thanks. Oh my god, my phone. Can you guys hear my phone as it's going off? I hear it vibrating, but I don't know if it's able to be picked up on mic. Or if you can hear it, I kind of apologize because I know whenever I hear people's phones in slightly, okay, I always feel bad because when I hear other people's phones, like in streams or like even in like shows and stuff, if I hear that vibration, I am so conditioned now that I immediately like reach for my phone because I'm like, oh, I hear a vibration, because mine's never on like a ping or a noise. It's always on vibrate. So it only happens when I hear like a vibration sound. Then I'm always like, did my phone go off? And it's always, so I apologize if anyone's getting that like sort of reaction. I was gonna say it's pretty soft, so hopefully it's not bothering people, but I could just like throw it somewhere else. But you're a teacher of adult students. Oh, so you hear it like so you probably are like desensitized to it.
Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it.
I had a feeling that was how it was gonna go. All right, let's just ask him about my name.
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry.
That's what the hanged corpse called you. Harry.
So that's really my name?
My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
He shrugs with an amazed expression.
I think the odds of that are very low.
It might be a good idea to hide your confusion. I mean, see what his game is first.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think it's great to be like, yeah, I don't remember things. I had a bender and threw away my gun, my badge, everything. They're pretty good about it, your current class. Yeah. I'm always shocked because like, I mean, I'm in PhD program, but so, and I'm a bit old. I'm like 840 years old. So I'm like not a traditional PhD student. you could say. But like a lot of the people in my program are, you know, like just out of their masters, like still pretty young, maybe a year after their masters. And I'm still shocked sometimes to see them acting like just like straight up like pulling out their phones in like professional settings and just like very obviously like be like texting somebody else or scrolling, because I'm like, dude, we're in a meeting. Like it's like chill. But I also am like, well, that's the age we're in now. My memory is fine. I'm just testing you. I will say in this like Japanese class I'm in, it's been kind of interesting because I grew up in an age where we didn't even like, you didn't even have computers to bring to class really. Like now it's like people bring laptops, whatever. Towards the end of my career, that was becoming slightly more common. But now it's like kids will bring their phone and will just be like taking pictures of the slides rather than like taking notes. And for me, I can't do that because I'm like a visual plus kinetic learner. So for me, like writing out the notes is like very helpful. But I always just am like, oh yeah, you can just like take pictures of like slides and like stuff on the board and things, which is kind of helpful. But yeah. Lots of people who go to grad school not very mature if they don't have other life experience. Yeah, well, that's the thing is I'm trying to think of like, I'm sure when I was in university and like early on, I was also like I was probably pretty stupid. I probably thought I was like super mature, but I'm sure I was doing stuff that like looking back would be very embarrassing. I know looking back and seeing what I thought were professional outfits, and now looking back, I'm like, oh, those were not very like put together professional outfits. I mean, they were better than like, it wasn't like I was wearing like, I don't know. I had some classmates that were wearing like ridiculous like party, like going out clothes to clinic. But I just wore very like frumpy stuff. But I always thought I looked like a little more chic than I did. But I was wearing like very frumpy clothing, I would say now. Yeah, taking pictures of slides and handouts. I mean, it makes sense, but I'm just like, man, I always forget that's something you can do. Has a lot of advantages. Has some disadvantages. When a game is done downloading, or you get an achievement. You've done that with me, Pine, where you'll hear the achievement thing go off and it will like confuse. I remember like one time you were like, wait, what happened? Because you thought you were like, was that my game or yours? You've taught long enough, you stopped caring about any nice silly shirt things just for t-shirts. Yeah, I think that's like the more important thing now. I think honestly that's kind of what happened with me too, is I sort of stopped caring so much about this like idea of what I thought like I should dress as, and just started dressing kind of like how I wanted to dress, but still like professional. But being a little more just like, you know what, I can like wear what I want to wear. I don't have to like stick to this cookie cutter idea of like what a professional dress is like. And I think that helped me a lot too, because it's more about like the products you're giving. And like that's the more important things. Kids are gonna like value you more as a teacher for being able to like teach adequately and give like good lessons than they are about like, well, he was well dressed, he always looked very sharp. Like I wouldn't fucking care about that. I'd be like, god damn it, I wish he spent more time on his lectures than his fucking tie choice. We do have it a bit hard.